Well, I think we've got to try and step back from one's own personal preferences, which are not particularly interesting, and actually try and focus on what we think is going to happen rather than what we want to happen. And I think what will happen in the next few weeks, probably as late as December, is there will be some sort of a deal. I think both sides have rode so far out to it, particularly Theresa May. I think the Chequers deal was effectively crossing the Rubicon. She can't now take a different option. It would be impossible. She would lose all credibility. So there will be more fudge. We heard, crucially, her way of trying to deal with the Irish border issue, which, as supposedly a unionist, is pretty controversial, but there you are, it's now out there, and that is that they will accept some sort of custom checks between the mainland and the Northern Ireland province. There'll be more money thrown around. There'll be all sorts of red lines, green lines moved around. So I think there will be some sort of deal that goes through. The question is, the key question is, can you get it through Parliament? And I think Gina Miller, rather surprisingly, has done a real service to the Brexiteers in effectively establishing the primacy of Parliament. It went to the Supreme Court. So this stops the government from doing something like extending the timetable or finding some other way of getting round the fact that this has to go through Parliament. The Labour Party were absolutely clear, and essentially I would summarise by saying, if there's a great big open goal, don't be surprised if we shoot into it. In other words,
this will fail their 6 test some way or other as well, so they cannot vote for whatever deal Mrs May wants.
That's cover. What it really means is if we're the opposition and we have a chance to humiliate you, then why would we not do it?
Can we move on from that? And you think, sorry, at the end of your story, you think Mrs May loses her premiership?
You then pass it back to the 60 to 80 Tory Eurosceptics. Then it is really make your mind up time.
Yeah.
You either hold your nose and pass this and understand that you can't come back to this issue. That is the end of the discussion about Europe's position in Europe for at least another generation. Or you vote it down. And I think they will vote it down. So in that scenario, this is a kind of Suez scenario. This is a Neville Chamberlain scenario. The Prime Minister has to resign. Her key policy will be in absolute tatters. We don't get a general election because turkeys don't vote for Christmas. And the Tories saw last year how even when they're ahead in the polls, it's extremely risky. You get of course, election for leadership of the Conservative Party, and I think Boris will be Prime Minister. The rest of my case.
Just put your two historical analogies together, and I think they were separated by about the best part of 20 years. The Chamberlain moment was between 1938 and 1939, of course, when he was Prime Minister, and the Suez moment was Anthony Eden, I believe.
Correct.
So, just for the viewers who think you thought that Chamberlain was PM during Suez as well. What do the markets do with this?
Well, I think that sterling will initially rally when we have the deal, perhaps up to mid-130s. But I think overall, the dollar, I mean, this is a dollar trade. The dollar's in a bull market. I think we've got 3 more Fed hikes, 1 this year and 2 in the first quarter of 19. We've seen what's happened to emerging markets. I think any chance to sell sterling on that kind of scenario should be taken, because as soon as it goes down in flames in Parliament in possibly January, early February, sterling's going to have a real bath, and I think we go down to 115 level.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.